What if I told you that a simple cartoon show has been predicting real-world events for decades? Sounds crazy, right? From major political events to groundbreaking technological advancements, The Simpsons has eerily forecasted the future. But is it pure coincidence, or is there something more mysterious at play? Let's dive deep into The Simpsons' most shocking predictions and uncover the truth. The Simpsons isn't just any animated sitcom. Since its debut in 1989, it has become one of the most iconic TV shows, spanning more than 30 seasons. But beyond the humor, the yellow-skinned family has an uncanny knack for predicting world events. While some dismiss it as mere chance, others believe the show's writers have access to inside information or even some secret knowledge of the future. But how did a show about an average American family get so many things right? Let's start with some of their eeriest predictions. One of the most jaw-dropping predictions from The Simpsons came in the year 2000. In an episode titled Bart to the Future, the show depicted Lisa Simpson becoming the President of the United States. During a cabinet meeting, she casually mentions inheriting a financial crisis from none other than President Trump. At the time, Donald Trump was a businessman and reality TV star, and the idea of him running for president seemed like a far-fetched joke. Yet, fast forward to 2016, and Trump actually became the 45th President of the United States. The eerie accuracy of this prediction left many stunned. Was it pure coincidence, or did The Simpsons truly foresee the future? Some argue that it was merely an educated guess. Trump had expressed political ambitions in the past, and his larger-than-life personality made him a recognizable figure. Others believe the show has an uncanny ability to predict major world events long before they happen. In a 1990 episode titled Itchy and Scratchy and Marge, Springfield's residents protested against Michelangelo's famous statue of David, deeming it inappropriate and demanding it be covered up. This was meant to be a satire on censorship and art. Fast forward to 2016, and reality mirrored fiction when a similar controversy arose in Russia. A group of activists called for the statue to be covered, arguing that it was too explicit for public display. Then in 2023, a Florida school principal was forced to resign after parents complained about students being shown an image of David in an art class. What was once a joke on The Simpsons became a real debate over censorship and artistic freedom. Technology has advanced at an astonishing pace, but did you know that The Simpsons predicted smartwatches way back in 1995? In an episode titled Lisa's Wedding, Lisa's fiancé is seen talking into his watch, something that seemed futuristic and almost impossible at the time. Yet today, smartwatches like the Apple Watch and Samsung Galaxy Watch allow users to make calls, send messages, and even track their health directly from their wrists. But that's not all. The same episode also depicted video calling, long before platforms like Skype, Zoom, and FaceTime became a part of daily life. In the mid-90s, video calls were more of a science fiction dream than a practical reality. The technology was in its infancy, with slow internet speeds and bulky equipment making it impractical. However, The Simpsons seemed to have foreseen a future where face-to-face communication through screens would become the norm. Some believe that the show's predictions stem from careful observation of emerging technologies, while others think there's something almost supernatural about its ability to foresee the future. Another chilling prediction came in 1998 in an episode titled When You Dish Upon a Star. In one particular scene, a sign outside the famous 20th Century Fox studio reads, "A division of Walt Disney Company." At the time, this seemed like nothing more than a clever joke. After all, Fox was a massive independent studio, and the idea of Disney buying it sounded ridiculous. But nearly 2 decades later, in 2017, Disney shocked the world by acquiring 21st Century Fox for a staggering $71 billion. This wasn't just any corporate deal, it was one of the biggest media mergers in history, giving Disney control over franchises like X-Men, The Simpsons, and Avatar. The fact that The Simpsons predicted this so precisely is almost eerie. Did the writers have insider knowledge? Some argue that the show's long history of satire makes it good at spotting industry trends before they become obvious. Others believe that the sheer number of episodes means some predictions are bound to come true. Whatever the case, The Simpsons once again stunned the world with its uncanny ability to forecast the future, making us wonder what else they've predicted that hasn't happened yet. In 1993, The Simpsons aired an episode titled Marge in Chains, which depicted a mysterious virus from Asia spreading rapidly across Springfield, leading to widespread panic. The virus, known as the Osaka flu, originated in Japan and made its way to Springfield through contaminated packages. Residents fell sick, doctors were overwhelmed, and chaos erupted as people desperately searched for a cure. Fast forward to 2020, and the world faced an eerily similar reality with the outbreak of COVID-19. The virus originated in Asia and quickly spread worldwide, triggering a global health crisis. The parallels between the episode and real life were so uncanny that many fans began to believe The Simpsons had predicted the pandemic decades in advance. Of course, some argue that this wasn't really a prediction but rather a reflection of past flu outbreaks, such as the 1918 Spanish flu or even SARS. After all, pandemics have occurred throughout history. However, the accuracy of the show's depiction, the way the virus spread, the public panic, and even the desperate demand for a cure makes it one of the most chilling coincidences in The Simpsons' long history of so-called predictions. Was it just a case of history repeating itself, or something more? Moving forward, in 1998, The Simpsons aired an episode titled The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, in which Homer Simpson decides to become an inventor. In one particular scene, he stands in front of a chalkboard filled with complex mathematical equations. At the time, it seemed like a typical comedic moment, Homer attempting something far beyond his capabilities. However, years later, scientists made a shocking realization. One of the equations written on the chalkboard was eerily similar to the equation used to predict the mass of the Higgs boson particle. The Higgs boson, often called the God particle, was a theoretical concept in physics that remained unproven until 2012 when it was finally discovered at CERN's Large Hadron Collider. The fact that a cartoon seemed to have written out an equation that closely estimated this groundbreaking scientific discovery left many wondering. Some argue that the show's writers, many of whom have strong mathematical backgrounds, may have based the equation on existing theories. Still, the accuracy of the prediction remains one of the most fascinating examples of The Simpsons seemingly foreseeing the future. In 1990, The Simpsons introduced Blinky, the three-eyed fish, in an episode where Bart goes fishing near Springfield's nuclear power plant. To everyone's horror, he pulls up a mutated fish with an extra eye, an obvious jab at environmental pollution and the dangers of radiation exposure. At the time, it was just a clever piece of satire. But in 2011, fiction turned into reality. A real three-eyed fish was discovered in a reservoir in Argentina, just outside a nuclear power plant. The eerie similarity to the Simpsons storyline left many people stunned. Was this an actual case of life imitating art, or just an unsettling coincidence? While the show might not have predicted this specific event, it undoubtedly served as a warning about the environmental impact of pollution and unchecked industrial waste. The existence of a real-life Blinky raised concerns about how nuclear facilities affect wildlife, echoing the message The Simpsons had put forth decades earlier. Over the years, The Simpsons has used humor and satire to highlight serious issues. And as time goes on, we continue to see the line between fiction and reality blur in ways we never expected. So, how does The Simpsons get so many things right? There are a few possible explanations. One theory is simply probability and coincidence. With over 30 years of episodes and hundreds of storylines, it's only natural that some predictions would eventually come true. The sheer volume of content increases the likelihood that at least a few moments will align with reality. Another explanation is the show's satirical intelligence. The Simpsons has a team of highly educated writers who are well informed about global affairs, politics, and technological advancements. Their deep understanding of societal trends allows them to make educated guesses about the future, making their predictions more accurate than random speculation. Then there's the idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Some believe that because The Simpsons brings certain ideas into public consciousness, those ideas may subconsciously influence real-world events. When people see something depicted on the show, it could inspire them consciously or not, to turn fiction into reality. The Simpsons has not only entertained us for decades, but has also left us questioning the nature of reality. Are they simply good at reading trends, or do they have an eerie connection to the future? Regardless of the reason, the accuracy of The Simpsons' predictions continues to astonish fans worldwide. Whether it's a result of sharp satire, lucky guesses, or something stranger, one thing is certain. This animated show has an uncanny way of reflecting the future. The Simpsons remains one of the most fascinating and mysterious shows in television history. So, what do you think? Are these predictions just lucky coincidences, or is there something more at play? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. See you in the next video. Until then, let's think, discover, and grow together.